It's a beautiful, beautiful Thursday night. And of course, uh, it's the most amazing, gracious, blessed, beautiful, like ridiculously beautiful angel on your screens, Yavita. Guys, I'm so happy to be back in studio. I haven't been too well in the last couple of days, but I'm really glad that I am back here. Now, let me tell you something. Life often presents us with choices. Some we make out of necessity, others out of desperation. For one young woman, the struggle to survive led her down a path she never imagined taking. Now, what started as a plea for help turned into an opportunity she once rejected but later embraced. At first, it seemed like a way out of hardship, a chance to finally live the life she had dreamed of. But just when she thought she had it all figured out, a cruel twist of fate changed everything. Now she stands at a crossroads, haunted by her past and unable to move forward. How does she fix a life that feels beyond repair? Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to you live from MX24 TV here in East Legon. And of course, we are refreshed by Nax Calabash and Cocktails. You can join the conversation on all our social media platforms at MX24GH with the hashtag Broken Pen, or send us your messages via our WhatsApp number 0550-331-511. Of course, you already know my name. My name is Yavita, and today with me in the studios, I've got a content creator that you're all familiar with. He's somebody that I like to describe him as humorous. They know how to battle life's decision with a little bit of humor in their productivity as content creators. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got Boga Abeku. Abeku, that to say.
The only burger in Ghana.
The only Boga in Ghana. That's here. Also, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I like the whole
yes,
OX. What him say? Me what are they? Me want trousers black and white. Me want the same pattern.
The same pattern.
The same
me
pattern.
Me just a burger from Kwane show.
And I said me a burger. me a burger nien. Me a Ghana ni burger. It's me a burger nien.
Yeah.
Well, burger. Thank you so much for coming in studio
too.
with me today.
You also look stunning.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Once at Adewe is giving, I'm the president's special aide. I'm the secretary to the ambassador of, it's an abrochure for someone share ambassador. Mumma famina mi from Yajuma. What's yes here? But thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very
and
much.
we've also got a pretty, and I say pretty. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I mean pretty as heck. A pretty content creator, Mona Sisa. Wait, there's the other one. I want to be sure of what I am pronouncing.
Okay.
Is it Promisa or
You're
Promisa?
right.
I'm right?
Yeah.
Because what's it? Brofanka say you jarry me. Me ya woman no yedi brofu ye nsuo ne yedi me tum ne dware me wo brofu no nti brofu de na mini problem ho sa. So Mona, thank you so much for coming. How has your week been?
It's been a little bit stressed from work, but all the same, I'm very grateful to God.
I mean, you're not looking like the stress that the week has been. So, I mean, you don't look like you've been stressed.
Yeah.
You look so pretty.
Thank you.
Thank
By
you so
God's
much for
grace.
coming. Oh,
It's a pleasure.
thank you.
Okay.
So, guys, thank you so much for coming. I just want to put it out there that today's story is, well, me, I read and I judged. I was judging the person in the story. So I need us to be very outspoken. If you agree with certain decisions, sure. If you don't, let us know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But thank you so much for coming in studio with us. Guys, we want to remind you that to embrace that enchanted spectacle that will leave memories worth repeating with your guest. What's your vibe? No matter your take or vibe to life, we've got you covered. Your best plug for all your local and cocktail bar treats. You can go Nax Cocktail and Calabash at the number 054 or you can check out their social media handles, Zikopai on Instagram and Funkok on TikTok. And now to today's story.
am X24. I want your readers to hear my story and help me fix this broken pen. Life had been rough and tough for me, like from all angles. After uni, I lost my parents, and that changed my life. There was no support from anywhere, and so I had to live my life my own way. Due to extended family issues, any property my father acquired was now in the hands of my family. They promised to take care of me, but did the exact opposite. I started to find ways and means to fend for myself. It was really tough. I decided to apply for some jobs. I was either not experienced or there were no jobs available. In some cases, some bosses wanted to sleep with me before they could give me a job to become their assistant. I wasn't ready for that. At a point, I had to engage in small jobs, but I got nothing from them as well. One day during my usual walk searching for a job, I bumped into a lady who looked familiar. It was Kukwa, one of my course mates from the university. She was looking fine and very beautiful. We spoke and I told her about all the issues I was going through. I told her that I wanted her to help me and even employ me to work for her. I immediately also told her to help me to make it and become successful. She laughed and said she would help me. She invited me over in a week's time to her place. We spoke at length and she asked me if I was ready to do certain things. She told me everything she does and how she gets her money. Sleeping with older men and using certain things as rituals. I couldn't believe my ears. I shouted, got angry and told her I was never going to do that. I left her place immediately and the next day I started thinking about all that was said. I was confused. I was struggling. I needed help from someone. I had dreams and aspirations to be met. I decided to take Kukwa's offer, but I would just do it once and then I stopped. I met Kukwa and she showed me all she had to show me. She set me up with one man with the date and the location all booked. I went over that night and a good time was had. This man gave me a lot of money. In about a week, things began to change for me. I wanted to quit just like I had planned, but I got entangled in this whole thing. I couldn't stop. I was making a lot of money. Now I dreamt of getting married and having my own kids. I had met this young man I was interested in. He told me he wanted to marry me. We started planning and talking about it. We wanted a family of our own. I went over to introduce this guy to Kukwa and tell her our plans. Kukwa that night called me and told me that I couldn't marry. Her reason was that as part of the ritual, I couldn't be married to someone. If I married someone, we both could die. She also made another shocking revelation. She told me that this guy I wanted to marry was the son of the first old man I had slept with. Hey! What have I gotten myself into? I can't marry because of this act I have gotten myself into. I slept with the father of the guy I met and was interested in. All because of money and living a good life. See what I have gotten myself into. How do I fix this?
Now, here is a story that has been brought forth to our court today. Let me start with Muna. Life can be unpredictable.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes so much can happen that desperation sets in.
Yeah.
You either want to make money, you want to get a job, you want to do this, you want to do that.
Yeah.
Now you're presented with a situation that you need to make a difficult choice.
Okay.
Personally, have there been times where you've had to make very tough decisions that on a regular day you would not do?
Oh, I don't think so. I've really made tough decisions in life, but not to the ones that I have to like sleep with a man to get something. I've been a victim of you getting a job and then they want to sleep with you. And I made a tough decision at that aspect because I was working with a company and then our manager was kind of like, let's do this, let's
Yeah.
do that. And I wasn't comfortable with it. And in a corporate environment,
Yeah.
probably you wouldn't have anything to do with the person. But just because you are close to the person, people
Yeah,
are
they
gonna
will
think
already
that,
start
yes,
saying
there is
things.
something going on. Mind you, at the end of the day, everyone is going to paint you, the lady, as a bad,
exactly,
bad person.
exactly.
So sometimes I have been like a victim. I had to take like a tough decision to quit the job. I quit the job and I had to stay home because it was coming, the force was too much. There were times that even in the office, in the list, like that kind of
Yeah.
thing. So
I can completely understand what you're saying because many
the
women
sexual
face that.
harassment was just too much. So that was my toughest decision I've ever made because I had to stay home for some time before getting a job. So I think but for her own, it doesn't make sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Abeku, have you ever been placed in a situation where you had to make a tough decision? A decision that unimpa say enke enya sema ana situation na na wo mu pa anka. On a regular day you won't even make that decision.
I have been in a deep it was very difficult to take a tough decision to come out from that.
Why? Did they rape you?
Oh no. No, it's not about that. Sometimes life hits you. Like you could see that life is very difficult.
Yes.
And you have to do things for you to see life very soft. For me, I came out from that thing. I was not able to go through and make life very simple or soft, like going through the illegal ways.
Yeah.
Yes, it came very tough, but I tried to maneuver, and now.
And here we are living
Yes.
without any regret. I feel like that is the type of life that everybody should aim for.
But
Yeah.
some people cannot be like me.
Yes.
Some people cannot be like
Yeah,
me.
That's true.
that's
When
true.
they are going through a lot, they would rather jump into a hell or a deep
They'd
well.
rather take the easiest way
Yes.
out.
And then also, for me to add up, I feel like life is also a process. You can't just turn up and be as where you want to be. The man who celebrated his birthday,
Yes.
he says he washed 5,000 plates whatsoever.
Mrs. Asemwe, 5,000 plates.
I don't know, however, how true that was, but you could see that literally he also didn't get it easy. He has to go through some stages.
Exactly.
Even with my experience after senior high school, I had to work at a Shell filling station for some time. Because I need to help myself. I didn't take the decision like, okay, I'm gonna sleep like a man to get money. I had to work. I was selling food at a Shell filling station. I got money and I had to like continue with my education. And here I am today. So I feel like life it's a process. You don't have to look at what people are doing. Like someone is looking all nice, wearing bush straight, so you want to also be like that. You don't know what a person has gone through.
I'm happy you're mentioning this because I remember the first time I actually bought a wig for myself. At that time, it was those Peruvian, Mongolian.
Yeah.
I did it. I have been hosting for like 7 years in Tiamekana.
Oh, sir.
Hey! Listen, my bro.
Don't worry. Now you are sorted. You're looking all good.
The first wig I was going to buy, I wanted to make sure where I'm buying it, they are not a scam or anything.
Yeah.
So when I texted the page, they said, that time it was like 450 CDs or something. Now, so, that's my first 1,000 Ghana job.
Jesus.
I don't say 1,000. I said 10 million.
10 million.
Me
What kind of 1,000 Ghana?
Me better 4.5 every 10 million. So I looked for the page and then I found it. And then I was texting the lady. The lady, I'm sure that. And now we've been working for we've been
Yeah.
doing business for 3 years.
Oh,
But at
yeah.
the time, I'm sure she was getting angry with me because the kind of questions I was asking.
Accent.
Yeah.
And then I told her that, please, I don't feel comfortable sending you the money. So show me your shop. Let me come there, come and buy it.
Yeah, because you think you
Because,
scammed or something.
yeah.
Hey, 400.
450 Ghana.
Hey, oh, yeah.
That was a lot of money for you because
So
at
that
that
day when I
time.
went, and you know what? I wanted to feel so rich. So I went to mobile money vendor and then I changed everything to 10 10 cedi, 10
Check.
So the moment I got there,
You didn't ask for new notes.
I told them, oh, you should give me fresh notes so that I can look like a rich
Yeah.
woman. When I got there and then she put the wig on my head, we finished the installation, and then I was like, Pacha, yeah, hey. And then she was like, ah, last time I catch it.
Russia.
So they're catching me. I just wanted to feel so important. And there's a certain satisfaction that come with knowing that you
Yeah.
actually worked hard.
Yes.
You didn't
yes,
take
yes,
the easy way
yes.
out.
Yeah.
Sometimes tough decisions come, but I feel like it has to do with morals.
Yes.
If
very
you have
well.
the moral, you'd be able to get through this.
If you have been trained or if you are coming from a
Exactly.
home, yes,
Exactly.
that will prevent you
Yeah.
from doing other
Other
things.
things.
Because
that's what I'm
if
saying.
you're from a home, you realize that when you are doing certain things, your conscious self that is. So what if my mom
My
find
mom-
out I'm doing
Exactly.
this? What's my dad get
Exactly.
to know I'm doing this? Even the public, even the church. So that one alone is going to
Is
restrict
enough
you,
to-
yes,
yes.
from doing certain things.
But well, in our story, our dear writer tells us that initially she rejects the offer, but later she accepts out of desperation. Why do you think people end up making choices they once swore heaven and earth that they wouldn't do? Abeku.
Sometimes you can swear, hey, me die. But when you go
Yeah.
to your
Then you-
bed
yeah.
and sleep,
And you think about all the
and
good
you
life
think
somebody
about
is.
how someone is eating maybe
Eat-
fufu with goats
Yes.
and other
And
things,
then you be thinking,
you
say,
agree eating gari.
how better is that person from me?
Yeah.
Me came back when you action. Do you understand?
What I
Oh,
say?
ugly. Now I'm more fair, but I'm not getting what the person
Exactly.
is getting.
That is true. I think recently Dulcie posted some video like a tour around his
Yes,
house.
hey.
And I was
Hey.
reading comments that
God,
people
you
were like,
know, when I saw it, I said, hey, I beg you made it 26 years. He was saying, I call myself Bogabeku.
God, 70 boy.
Bicycle, I'm out of here.
me, it was the comments that were coming that were like, hey, so I'm 32, I've not even bought
Look
a
at
car,
that.
I've not even done
And
this.
you know,
So
something rang in my ears that's it's about time.
It definitely
Yeah.
is.
Yes. Obi di beba no pa. Obi di beba rabel. Obi di beba machi eni numri. So it's about time.
and
Yeah.
also I also feel like hard work really pays.
Yes.
Because if you're looking at someone's lifestyle, look at Dulcie. She works so hard for what
Yeah.
she's having.
Yes.
I think she'll be having a program very soon.
Yeah.
On the
She has had sleepless nights making this come true. So you can't compare yourself to someone.
somebody like that.
Trust me, you can't. You need to work hard.
And she
I
has
wake up
suffered.
for.
Yeah, she has.
Let me tell you the time I go to work. I wake up 4 o'clock to work. I get home as late as 11, 12. And if I tell you why I stay and why I come to work, you're going to be very, very surprised. But I really, really believe that hard work pays. It's just a process, step by step. You're going to get there. But you just don't stand up and make a
Boom, like that.
decision. Or like this. When I was growing up, my mom told me something. She was like, if even I'm a nurse or I'm a lawyer, I will still have to do business
Yes.
to even survive. Do you know I told my mom that, Mommy, you are lying. I'll not do it. Because I see people carrying things, doing business. I'm like, why should a graduate like me go to school and come and be selling? But here I am today, wanting to have multiple business. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, I mean, some of her choices were very wrong.
Yeah. You know what? I am just reminded by a story that a girl I met, we were on this university type event type of thing.
Yeah.
And one girl I met told me a story. She said when they came to level 100, they were 3 friends. Nana, there was one amongst them, she's tall. I'm using her words, so she's not as beautiful as the rest of the 2 of them.
Yeah.
But she's very tall. She's endowed in the front. And every time they are walking by the roadside, she's the only person that gets called. So at the time, the 2 of them used to be jealous, like, I need to get 3 and see, not the
Yeah.
I'm afraid, Jina is that particular person that they keep calling. She didn't tell me the rest of the story, but she
Yeah.
said, fast forward, when they were in level 300, that particular girl had to she didn't come back from vacation. So they
Yeah.
they wanted to find out like what had happened. And apparently she had gotten sick. Unim say cars na na the people she was going out with, one
Yeah.
person had used her for
Just
their
look at
own
that.
things. And when she showed me the picture of her friend, like the before and after, I told her she should be thankful that none of those men had even approached either of them.
You see?
Because imagine you were put in that position.
Yeah.
Oh, mommy, as some name if you afraid to have a school. Look at what you have
Would you
become.
afford diocese?
Eh?
You see?
So sometimes you can be desperate, but
Oh, yeah.
think very well. And I think
yeah.
a lot of people think momentarily about just the advantage. They don't think about the disadvantage. What happens after I do this thing?
And they don't even think about the
Side
future.
effects.
They are thinking
At
of the
all.
present. Like
They
today
just
and
think about
tomorrow.
today and
Yeah.
tomorrow. Tin udidi nene ochnana. Into next week we are in sway. Anything. So desperation, I don't think. Do you think desperation is a good excuse to make certain decisions? Like, I did it because I was desperate.
Yes, sometimes.
You know, sometimes it can go well, oh. Sometimes it can go bad.
For
It
me,
can go
yeah.
well. Maybe we favor
Hmm.
but if you go and do the same thing,
Thing.
Mona,
Yeah, the
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
The
Oh my
example.
I can fall in a trap
Obese
or
na
in a
Radi bi
hole.
kwa de.
Exactly.
I can fall in a hole. I will come out. But when Mona falls in it,
Yeah.
she'll be scared.
Yes.
That's the
yes.
thing.
So the desperation, they.
But you know,
Oh,
sometimes you
yeah.
can be, sometimes too, sometimes you can be so desperate. Like, ucho inia, like, obi anyhow. Like you turn, like there's no one.
There's
so
nobody.
sometimes too, I understand, but there are better solutions
okay, but
to it.
my argument is, if you do something out of desperation, stick to it.
Yeah.
Don't come back and
don't
come and do-
regret it.
Eradi.
No, sometimes.
Oh God. Oh, Eradi minyayaka.
Regret is there.
Debbie,
Listen.
do it with your full chest. There are certain professions in this world. Some people have accepted that is what they do.
Like our
Which
sisters.
like which
You
professions?
understand?
Like example, give me
we
an
have
example.
our darling sisters.
We call it yes. We call La Paz. Hey! Now La Paz is the headquarters. So now it's circular. So
Oh no.
check.
There is La Paz. Those people, they have accepted that
Yeah.
that is what they are going to do. And it's so shocking that those that have actually accepted with their full chest, they'll do it out for like 20 years and then they'll get married. But you that you go and do, oh, I've regretted. Oh, that's when your story will be spreading.
Oh
Then people,
yeah.
And the food use you for rituals.
Yeah.
But to be a why
why
yeah,
yeah, 2010. Yeah, funny yeah. Oh,
Da.
example.
That
it.
is it.
It means that's not what you're supposed to do. That's your punishment.
That is not your future career.
Yeah.
Oh, Nyamia she says that. Also,
What's
I
it? Hey,
feel like it's just the fact that a lot of
But you know
people.
what? Who brand money or money or muda?
I said,
It's
what
not
with
the same men.
What
the
them
same
with
men,
you?
but some men
The
are different
men
from some-
should also stop going there.
Hey.
Ah,
No,
if demand
nobody
is in, supply will
Uncle
continue.
Aye.
saying.
Sanet here, demand and supply.
They work together. No,
Okay.
no, day. No, so no,
Because
no.
open some of repeal. Obe tiaka.
Uncle Peggy.
Ah, get obe tia. Obe tia.
That one you don't go to pay for it.
No,
You pay.
girlfriends said their own mood swing is part, but this people they don't have mood.
Oh
Now me
please.
see.
As for them, they are ready for action.
Girlfriend,
One
she's gonna
day.
be available to see you every
Ah,
time.
or fire here. Big water.
Maybe
Hey.
I think can obenya no. I say vitamin C, but obenya protein. What
Yeah,
is it?
I bet
Ah,
you
yes,
stop.
sir.
Stop, stop, stop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I bet
But
you stop.
one day.
You're feeling yourself.
No.
Janu, I'm
One
sure
day
you've
some
been
got
going
sick.
there.
Oh, no. One day got some madam for be wo ho. Sala pass ho no. Dem be yellow no. Dem be ko do am hwema, ko to wa che nwura me hwema, me hu adafo bia wo. Dem be yellow no.
So in the story, we hear that rituals were mentioned. She says that her friend had to let her undergo some
Yeah.
rituals so that it can help the business. I didn't also know that this business, people do rituals to sustain it.
I'm
too.
even not sure.
You didn't know about it?
No. Me, I thought it's any kind.
What about this one they have been using? Is it Kaya Mata or whatever?
But that one is it spiritual?
I don't know.
They
Well,
have
I'm not.
different
Hey, I
spiritual
be
backup.
cool. Why have you been
No,
doing
no,
some for some of the
I've
girls?
read books. I've interviewed a lot
Hey.
of people,
I
and I
people
know
say that
them.
around only malam be ala.
Mini
Abe,
malamu.
bring it back. I want
No,
to
no,
know.
no, no. Tell.
Let me find
The
quiet
thing, what to me find in can in near prostitution.
Oh,
Want to
okay.
me find your sister,
Oh, okay.
because you don't know the one you're going to sleep with.
So does
Maybe
that mean,
if
does
So
that
it's
mean
a form
all the
of like
prostitutes?
protection.
protection.
So does that mean all of them has like some sort of protection?
I don't know about that, but majority of them have it.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Sisters from Nigeria.
Then it's not a
Nigerians.
small business.
Because you don't know who you are going to sleep with. So when you pack on the no or ye bibi or found you
Yeah.
and now your
Yeah.
vagina abade to go and
Hey,
do rituals. Hobe
abeg.
roti ebe pro.
Yeah, I've heard stories of
Yeah.
people.
So for me to come out safely, I have to get a charm. I have to get a protection. I have to do some rituals
but
before
don't
going
you-
out.
Don't you think this is like it's too much? Like you're sleeping with a man.
But again,
you
you,
don't
see,
know
I understand
him.
every job has its risks. So I guess that's their own way of
Wow.
terminating the risks that come with the job. And now our writer is mentioning these rituals. Do we wait? Let me start with okay.
Okay, I
Abeg,
want
you
to say something.
Okay.
You know, every job, in any job or every job in Ghana or in Africa or in the world,
Yeah.
people use other charms and other things
Yeah.
to protect and support their jobs. We have something called is it the black magic? Or
Black
something?
magic,
Yeah,
yes.
I've
Yes,
heard of
a
that.
lot of people use it. When you go to Mokola, a lot of people use it.
Does it really work?
It works.
It works.
Have you tried it before?
I've not tried it. I'm
But
not.
I mean, there have been testimonies
yes,
that it
testimony.
works.
Wow.
So if they are using
Even that
it,
Kaya matter you're talking about, sometimes they post screenshots and videos of
Of it.
people.
I heard some time ago a lady was selling some, but it didn't work. There was a lady that was saying the thing didn't work for her.
you know, every charm we have fake and we have the
Yeah.
original.
Yeah, the original
So, no sister, no, and I would you know, that is her job. So she has to get a charm to protect herself and to support herself, so that she wouldn't be ruined or destroyed or something or
Oh, okay.
like what you're saying. And when she gets someone, I can look at your face and just charm you.
Wow.
Follow me. I'll get everything from you. You get it. So the charm is not for only protection,
No,
but
to
to
be
get.
very honest, what Abeku is saying, I am tempted to believe it because I have a friend
Yeah.
and he's told me that he's sworn off relationships because the last person that he was with, he genuinely liked her,
Yeah.
but she went to do some form of charm on him.
Wow.
It got so bad, even when his sister comes to visit him at home, he can tell her to go back.
And-
And he never understood why he was even asking his sister
Wow.
to
So
go
that
back.
is
Yes.
called do as I say.
Ish.
Wow.
Yes, we have a charm.
Hey,
Charms
Abeku.
in the-
No, it's the reality.
Variety.
It's the reality I'm telling you, or I'm telling our
Okay.
audience or our viewers, because it is there. Youth of nowadays use it.
I heard there's blue eye ring.
Yeah, I've
Yes.
seen, I've seen
Even
that one.
on
I've
the
seen that one.
market.
People wearing
Yes,
it.
with the
yeah,
eye.
Yeah.
These are what people have been selling. It.
Yes,
And
yes,
you
that's
know,
so
a
true.
lot of things are going on in Ghana, but people don't know.
But do you
People don't
think?
know
But
about it.
to be frank, do you think this is healthy for our generation?
It is not for this Gen Z or what.
Are you not a Gen Z too?
I'm not. Me, I'm not. Do you know when they gave that to me? I'm
When-
not.
when-
Yeah, I didn't mention my real age. I'm 30 years of age.
Hey,
I'm not Gen Z. Okay, so a lot of
Abeku is not a
things are
baby.
going on out there.
Yeah.
People are using charms. People are using a lot of spirits. People are using angels, fake, you know,
Those type of things.
Yes. So when you see someone having a luxurious house, cars, and other things, think back on it that so no, do you know what the person is
People
doing
are actually
in
really,
kind
really-
in the closet? No, you don't know about
people
it.
people definitely are doing things, and with this story that we're deliberating on tonight, you can see that a lot of women or men are doing certain things to safeguard their professions. In the spirit of safeguarding our profession, we're going to go on a short break. When we come back, we'll talk some more. Welcome back, everyone. Now, let's talk about something we all want: success. Everybody wants it, everybody dreams of it. We all aspire to succeed and make a mark in life. We push ourselves to excel, enduring challenges along the way just to be successful. Charlie, when work gets tough, and I bet you it will, you need that extra boost to keep pushing forward. And on those days when you need someone to be there for you, Cowbell Coffee will be by your side. It's a rich, creamy 3-in-1 blend with a great taste and aroma that will kickstart your day. Whether you're working or just creating memories with friends and loved ones, Cowbell Coffee will be there with you every moment. So, no matter where you are at, as you chase after those goals, remember to keep Cowbell Coffee close to stay motivated and going. Remember, Cowbell Coffee is with you every moment. We're back in studio and we're continuing our conversation. I'm starting with Abeku. If you were in our dear writer's shoes, what would you do after learning about the consequences of your actions? What would you do after learning that the man you want to marry is the son of the first man you slept with when you came into the, I don't know, profession or career? I don't know what to call it. What would you do when you get to know that the rituals that you did in the beginning is to ensure that you don't marry anybody? You can't get married. What would you do?
That's why you have to seek God's protection. So I'd rather go to a man of God, a powerful one, because now we have fake.
But how would you know which one is powerful and which one is fake?
I'm sure before I started all these things, I had a particular church I attended. For me, I'm a proud Catholic.
Okay.
So I'll go to my priest to ask or to confess my sins and ask for some prayers. Maybe go through 1 week fasting. Yes, and some prayers so that you'll have
Nyame
it.
wabutro.
Yes, therefore, yeah, oh, I will tell. You know,
Because-
after all these, I'm going back to God
Yeah.
to seek for a kind of repentance and not to ask for repentance and other things to continue with my life again. God, Nyankopon, do you want to say our
Uncle,
lesser
your Old
God?
Testament God and Uncle.
Uncle Obekun right at the
Sharp.
spot.
Assassin be no ameno ga no.
Yeah.
But New Testament God I would check a crack.
And one, no. So
You go to church.
I'll go to church. 1 week fasting.
Yeah.
Ish.
Dry or
After all the bad things you did.
Dry.
Oh, but
I'll
1
pray
week
to
dry.
God. I will cry.
You let God see that you feel bad about what has
Yes.
happened. Zikara when you're afraid you will lose that very.
You know, so you
What the better
Make-
I say?
Obeshono.
I'm sure. Hey, what they say?
Like how they
Eh,
It's
I
not
don't know
it's
that.
not correct.
Oh,
It's not
man,
pure
I
man.
did check.
Obeshono.
Because if you think about it, she actually worked hard for the money.
Work hard.
So after asking for,
Yeah, Juma, do you?
after asking, after repenting, I'll tell God the Brazil. See, them into me, Jim.
Into no, you're better than
You're buying it.
me for farmer was sorry, them me for the akana answer day.
I'm sure God doesn't like that filthy. You can't
Yeah,
get
it's a
money.
filthy
Sikano.
money.
Sikano.
Into one fa.
So a beya. Yankopon from when it's
Okay.
me
But
use
scan
scan
it.
kakra. Scan it on your shade.
Ube
Me
garo.
use kakra.
No.
But I will try my possible best. Not going back again
Into that thing.
into that thing. Make it cry.
Mona, what would you do?
See how I'm looking at Beku.
Now you're going to get
Okay.
married to somebody only to realize that the person you want to marry is the son of the man you slept with when you
Wow.
got into that.
This is going to be
thing.
crazy. Oh
Right?
gosh. Okay, so from what I would say is that first of all, let me put myself in her shoes. Okay, I knew very well that what I was doing was not good. Like it wasn't like in a very righteous way. But here I am. I want to get married and my um husband to be dad. We've had something. So first of all, I'm gonna pray to God. Like as Abeku said, I'm going to ask for forgiveness of sins first. And also advise myself not to go back. And then I'll think of confessing to
I think it's better to confess.
Yes, confessing
But
to
the
him.
fear is that what if you confess and then now he says, "Oh my God, that's what you do. I'm not marrying you again."
Then that's it. I just want, it's like sometimes when you have a burden on you, you have to like let it out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to confess to you that okay, this is what I have done. I had an affair with your
I bet we
dad.
should
Okay, for me, I will not confess to the guy.
So I
I'll
bet
rather listen. I'll rather quit everything, marriage number so, and man, because when I get married to the guy, I will be seeing the man often. You know,
it's
to
another form of
avoid that
embarrassment.
embarrassment.
Babeku, I am going
embarrassment.
to confess to see whether maybe he's going to forgive
No,
me.
no, 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 no.
Remember,
Remember, later
Emma
on,
Chao.
later more
Okay,
fear like you
okay, but what would you,
Me kunu- me kunu
what would be your
husband.
excuse if you want to leave the relationship?
You know, you know, darling.
You know what?
You know, you've done a lot for me,
Eh-heh.
and at this point,
yes.
I don't think I'm the right person.
Abeku, yes, you are
But the way Kusa said,
exaggerating.
why are you not the right person? Why do I say
The
you're
Holy
not?
Spirit.
So wait,
What if
wait,
I Holy Spirit?
wait, Abeku, imagine you've dated this person for a very long time. You guys have planned a marriage and everything. Only for one day you meet the man and realize that that's his dad.
I know that
Are you now
one day
going-
a calamity will fall on my knee, so I will cut it off.
So you
cut it off before
they
they marry
you
her.
know, because when I
Okay.
get married to Ono, and when you get married to your husband to be, you know,
Yeah.
definitely you'll be seeing your
Your
father-in-law.
father-in-law. Yes.
often.
Obeka wants
Ono
some
grapple,
sa-
obe ya atreto, so obe having sex with you or obe
Yes.
catch it. So something we call something you can't then conscience kakra. So you have to use your mind's
But
eye.
Abeku, what if you are not ready to let go? Like, I'm in love with a guy.
And I'm
Hey,
like,
ready
sister,
to let go.
but she will be from now on.
yes, because you know that in the future, that will cause harm to you
Oh, yeah.
and
It's
obe
better to-
threaten,
Oh,
obe
yeah.
can nyama be brave, and later on you get divorced. So to cut that, you know,
Let it
Like
not
all
happen.
this
Yes.
drama and all of
all
that.
this drama.
yeah.
You say, Krana, Papa, yell in front of your husband.
yeah.
And your
So,
husband will be
until
confused.
now we are
What-
showed that time.
He will not even respect you. He will not even
Exactly.
respect you or give
One
you
day
that
you'll
kind
be
of
in the room.
respect.
Where be and say, "We want Papa na but so na say ya, we
Now,
ya, we ya."
just to keep it quiet, you just be continuous.
You
Oh,
see?
you don't know whether it's
You
for your
see?
husband or it's for your
You
father-in-law.
see? You see?
Which is weird. But
So you
listen,
make sense.
The way you are saying that you cut everything. Do you believe that somebody in her position can start afresh?
You know, as individual choices. You want my choice. You have your choice.
yeah.
As you are saying otherwise, you know. Maybe my choice to cut everything, but your choice is not like that. Oh dear, wouldn't the obey, but maybe I can start afresh. You can't start afresh. And no can be boo boo. Don't worry. Because even the Bible crap, marriage is not for everyone. You know that. Until you may know I'll start
Yeah.
afresh, but you can't. Because you think that maybe you can worry where you may who obi amena dada.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Exactly. That was
your
what I
body
was
counts
thinking.
near 1,500.
But do you think there are people that
counts.
there are people
1,500.
Ayampa, this thing, I was when I was reading the story, I was thinking about it. I was like, what if, okay, imagine she decided not to marry this guy, right? But what is your guarantee that even the next person you meet doesn't have a friend or a cousin
You
or a
see?
brother that you've
You
done
see?
something
had
with?
affair
that is the
with.
thing. Like you've
Yes.
had an affair with everyone, virtually everyone.
So it's
That's why the friend was telling that this life, you just live it as that thing. Don't even think about marriage.
So someone like you won't get married again. Won't date you because you know that maybe one in the cousin be nasty thing that. So that won't give you that enthusiasm.
But you know,
but then
I beg to differ. There's a lady that I know.
She doesn't have shame.
She doesn't have shame. Do you know what? The first day I met her, I was working with the person that I was dating, and we met at the mall. And the way she was acting when she saw him, I knew something had
suspected
happened
something.
between them.
yeah.
So she came and then she was like, "Oh yeah, Vita."
Let's look at that.
So I was looking at her in a weird way, and she even took my number, took my snap, and all of those things. But I was not okay. So when we went to sit, and I asked him, "She's not just your friend. Who is she?" It was then that he confessed that this girl, they've done threesome, they've done
Hey,
what.
Jesus.
And can you imagine that this is somebody that has gotten married? And just about a week ago, I saw her post on Snapchat that she had
Really?
given birth. And you see, with the kind of life she had lived, the marriage, nobody knew about it. It was caught.
Yeah.
It was caught. Very silent and private one. And the
Yeah.
person she married, she didn't marry a Ghanaian, okay? Adia why you waiting now? Uncle marry Ghanaian. No, she didn't marry a Ghanaian. She married somebody out of the country, and they did it private. Even when she gave birth, it was so private.
Oh.
And ever since he told me the story, every time I look at it, that's all I see. Like when I see, all I see is Tresam. That's all I see.
Okay, so
when it comes to her,
so what you're saying, her panacea to her situation was to get married to a
somebody
foreigner.
yes, somebody that
So
she
she
knows
has
that
an affair.
there's no way
you
somebody
can-
will come and say, oh, I know her or I do this.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's so true.
But someone like you, maybe.
Me there, obi ni me. Obi koka. You koka. Me to me face.
See me, so to cut everything short, me and JT be me worry.
But then also,
Say
we
what?
have, but then also, wait, but then also we have understanding boyfriends. Someone is going to understand.
They
Like,
can't call him Yakubu.
oh,
They
nah.
can't call him Yakubu.
No,
They
no,
say,
no, 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 no,
he's
no,
a
no,
junkie.
No, he's not a junkie.
Yeah,
He's not.
Economy.
He's
In
not.
this economy.
Ah.
We think we need
Especially in the Ghanaian setting.
No. Oh, there is
second-hand
someone.
products. You know the second-hand
There's not
products.
about second hand.
See,
Stop
if
that.
it was the US,
Stop
I
that.
can understand
No,
because
no.
in the US, we've seen multiple celebrities
you-
that
don't-
have their
don't
leaks
you-
in
don't you use second
Yeah,
hand?
no, leaks in but they are married. But in this Ghanaian setting, what kind
But then I feel like
I don't use second-hand
no,
products.
no, stop that. Am I in Buna Babe? Am I in Buna Babe? She's actually going to meet someone who is going to accept
okay, wait.
her.
So would you advise that she like Abekume, she should just put a stop to this particular
Yeah, she should put a
relationship and
stop.
just move,
Yeah, she
confess and then move on.
confess and move on. I think that would be fine. Just
That would be
confess
better.
to the guy that okay, this is what I had with your dad.
But you know,
Let the guy decide. Maybe the guy would find a place in his heart to forgive
So
you.
now that you're mentioning that, okay, Abeku,
but you know, let's think also about stigmatization.
that's why I'm saying that his friends crowd will say things.
Crapo.
People will
You
say
will-
How would his friends get to
and
know?
they just why in the
And from
keep
what I
everything
am
so
saying is
private.
that the lady has dated a man. Is the man going to tell the son that okay, the woman you want to marry, we have done this and that?
Shay.
Maybe the man must.
Man, what are you talking about?
See, men, they,
Oh,
look.
God.
Ask yourself why sugar daddies
But then
are
also-
okay sleeping with young girls.
Yeah.
But if it is their daughter, they have a problem.
But then also, let's look at it from this perspective. It could be that the man is not going to tell the son that okay, this lady and I has had an affair,
Yeah.
but he is going to restrict the son from marrying the lady. That
Then
okay,
it
I
could
don't
be
want
so
you.
easy
I don't want
restriction
you
of
to
the man.
marry this
the guy too
lady.
will keep
But I don't
insisting.
think the man will
Why?
have the courage to tell the son that I slept with this lady you want to marry. I mean,
Ah.
no dad will want to go through
Yeah.
that.
No,
what are you talking
Mona,
about?
you don't
You-
know.
Mona,
Oh,
no,
stop it.
You don't watch Nigerian movies. Or
Those
Ghanaian
are
movies.
Nigerian
Who's that
movies.
telling
Why?
them?
But
Yes.
so, reality. They are telling us the reality.
Certain things happen in reality.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the sad part about it.
Okay,
Now, you are mentioning
even in the opposite way, let's say like, mommy, like
Yes.
boyfriend,
Mommy for Obeka.
Hey!
Mommy for Obeka. Obeka just say, I ran tonight for the call.
Me na ye bibi.
Bibi though. I'm gonna push.
Hey, why you there?
Man, I'm a phone. Obeka women.
One cell. Why are the photo?
Stop it.
Onana. Oh, papa.
Hey,
Onana.
Bibi.
Yeah,
My
women,
energize.
they will say it, Papa. Especially when it comes to their
Okay.
daughter. See, everybody has a level of tolerance
Yeah.
unless it comes to somebody that is like their son, their
Close.
daughter, their brother, their sister,
Yeah.
their father, and then the other kind.
Oh, man.
But in
Ah,
the same
that's the
way,
thing.
I understand. I think one thing that is very unforgiving is going to bed with like even in relationship. If your fiance or whoever to find out that you are sleeping with another person, it's very very difficult to forgive. You get it? It's going
Yeah.
to be very hard. So I feel like she should forgive herself and start afresh.
Afresh.
That is going
That's
to
what I
help
was going to
her.
ask. I was going to ask that we are asking that even if she's able to confess to her husband to be or her fiance, she should be able to forgive
Yeah.
herself because forgiveness starts with oneself. If
Yes.
you're unable to forgive yourself and people will forgive you, 'cause still the thing will
That
be
is so
holding your
true.
neck.
Because I don't think she's the first person doing this. There are
You
other ladies
understand.
out there who are also
Actually,
doing the
But
same
you
thing.
know, if you say that one, you're wrong. Oh.
I'm
Because
wrong how?
Obi, when you you
Obi a one day.
individual. Obi be ye, ba ko ya,
That one day is so
I hear
true.
problem.
It's so true.
That's the thing.
But
But
then-
but we also put this story on our social media, and we got some comments.
Okay.
Now, Jasmine says, Asemo, sometimes struggles in life make us do things we regret later in life. Patience is key in everything. Anyways, they say hallelujah challenge be just join. Why? The devil never gives anything for free and pa. Sam says, I don't understand why when things get difficult for most ladies, they choose selling their body to men as the best option of getting out of the situation. If taking care of yourself is difficult, what about the single mothers who have no one to turn to? Ladies, just understand this. The way to success is having the right knowledge, your commitment, tenacity, and the favor of God. Repent and go back to God. It is well with you. Sewatu says, so when your parents died, you should have spoken to a lawyer to fight for your share of the properties. People underrate the role of lawyers in all spheres of life. PNDC Law 111 is there to protect. I have a problem with this particular message because how many times have people contracted lawyers to fight for them when extended family like 13 people are coming against you, one person?
But then
especially
also,
when there's no will.
regarding to that, I was a little bit confused because she's not a kid.
Yeah.
She's an older person. So why didn't you have to leave your properties to your
I
family
think
members?
at the time that her parents died, she was yet to get to the university, or she was in the university at the time.
Oh, okay.
So that time, no, yes, so your mind will not even come to, oh, let me contract a lawyer
That is
or
so
things like that.
true, yeah.
And sometimes it's hard for the lawyers to work when there is no will.
Yeah.
Or there's nothing, like your father hasn't written anything down that says that
Documented.
these
Okay.
properties are for you.
Yeah.
And usually that's what extended families use.
Yes.
Say, oh, papa, what's wrong then? One trust you. Papa, sit down and say, yeah, it is for the family.
But
No,
why are
and they'll kick you
Ghanaians
out.
extended family like that?
See, let me tell you, I think it's an African thing.
Do you think all the African countries
Most
or
of the
just
African
Ghana?
countries,
Some
they
I feel like it's
complain
just
about
Ghana.
No,
Sometimes.
even in Nigeria,
Because
things that look in Nigeria, sometimes they post. I see stories on social media, and people mention like certain states that things like that happen. Like you
Yeah.
become a widow, they will take you out of the house. You have to live with your children because the man is
Wow.
no longer there. Sometimes they can even tell you, okay, since your husband is dead, you have to marry his
But
brother
then
before you can
I think
stay in the
something
house.
should be done about all of this to
the
protect,
thing.
especially
We all say
women.
something needs to be done about it, but how many people have been educated about the rights of
You
women
see,
and children?
yeah.
That's the thing. So that they be like, "Munko school." Oh. Esinam says, you made your bed. Please lie in it. Esinam has no chill. Oh.
Wow.
Adobe says, there are some stages that as soon as you get to in anything at all, you have to accept every and any consequence that comes with it. You were bold enough to tell us, good. Go ahead and confide in a woman of God or man of God and possibly confess your sins under oath and seek for God's forgiveness. You're going to end up being able to walk out scot-free or with some side effects you should have expected. Leave the guy for now. Have God save you first. Miss Quancy says, I laughed at the A section. Chale, it is what it is. Die or live alone. But you can have kids though, or that one too, you would die. My dear,
Die.
we're asking you. That's why we're saying that just go
Should
to
be a baby mama.
go and confess and just leave it all to God and just look for somebody else, because this particular guy, I don't think it would be prudent to even stay. And even if his father doesn't say anything, you yourself, your guilty conscience is not going to allow you to live in that house peacefully.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
any small thing, you think they've said it. Like if your husband comes home and is angry, you think his father has told him something.
Even when you see your father-in-law, like
Then your heart is
yes,
beating.
your
yes,
heart
yes.
be beating.
And some people
and-
are there, they will use it, they'll
And that
blackmail
can
you with
even
it.
affect you for a very long time. Because when you start
Exactly.
having kids and then later they start
Yes.
hearing this and that,
Your
it's
father-in-law is
going to be a lot.
They'll start blackmailing you with it.
Oh, yeah. Now, one
Now
day
we're talking about
obi abe
forgiving.
hu.
What I say? We're talking about forgiving ourselves for past mistakes. Abeku, how do you forgive yourself for past mistakes, especially when these past mistakes are having an impact on your present or on your future?
Sometimes you forgiving yourself is not easy. Like it's not easy at all.
Yeah.
Forgiving yourself is not easy. Like you just ask yourself, hey, in the past,
How do I let go?
how do I let go?
Yeah.
You ask yourself, what I did, I caused harm to someone, even someone through this someone died. How am I going to forgive myself? This is very difficult.
It's very difficult.
For me, that is my challenge. I had to tell our viewers. I've done things in the past and now I can't forgive myself.
Okay.
Because someone triggered me to do it. And now I can't forgive him and myself as well. So forgiveness, it takes good spirit. If you don't have that good spirit, that extreme spirit, you can't forgive yourself
forgive yourself.
as well as the one who did it.
Mona.
Oh, okay. For me, I would say that first of all, you have to start by forgiving yourself. And when you forgive yourself, that is when good sets in for you. For instance, you can't be living with this guilt for the rest of your life. So you
Yes.
need to forgive yourself. Look around you. Start doing things that you've never done before in your past. Start doing certain extraordinary things. Look at yourself as like a good person. See some
Things that bring you peace.
Yes. See some special certain things about yourself. So I think forgiveness will start with yourself first, letting the past behind, letting it go, slide and all of that. And then I think you'll be
But
good.
you know, people say, let the past be the past and the present be the
I bet you
present.
could. She
Me, I
can
always
do
Oh,
say
it.
that.
yeah, so.
Or
You
yes,
can,
me, I
you
always
can.
say that the past is a telling on your present and your future. You can never fully let
And
it go.
and
So
mind
it
you,
takes great
sometimes
strength.
That's why I was
if you're
saying
not
that.
able to forgive yourself, how will good things come to you?
And so I feel like one part of forgiveness is accepting you did the thing.
Yeah.
Individual,
I did
you
it.
accepting it.
I did it. You
Sometimes
understand?
too, you've done it or been a trigger or someone triggered you to do that.
Yeah.
And the person, what the person did was so hurting, and you
It
can't
was
let it go.
And I
Me, I have a lot of things in me.
You need to let it go.
Sometimes
Let it go.
it's
It's
difficult.
very, very
It's very
difficult.
Do you know
difficult.
what people,
It's very
family members,
difficult.
you know
I've
what?
done-
You
I
don't
beg
know.
you.
You're in
I
the
beg
house.
you.
He's watching me.
Oh, stop it.
So,
We've
you know,
all
guys,
been through things.
mm,
We've all been through
through
things.
things.
I lost my dad last year.
Oh,
I've been through a lot of things from like family, people stepping on my toes. But I need to forgive. I need to leave it behind. You
And
get
in
it?
in
Because for all you
essence-
know, the person who has hurt you sitting in his or her house, sleeping, relaxing, and you are sitting here ranting and banting. No.
I understand.
Hey.
Ranting and banting. But guys, we've gotten to my favorite segment of this show. It's called Look Into My Eyes. We're gradually closing in on the show. So you're going to look directly at your cameras and then you lay a piece of advice for our dear writer, briefly. So let's start with Mona.
Oh, okay. Here. All right. So, young lady, what I'm gonna say is that you need to start you need to forgive yourself first for what you did in the past. I know sometimes when you are having like desperate times, you are being triggered to take like decisions that it might affect you in the future. But then it has happened. You can't go back to start things all over. But you need to forgive yourself, start everything afresh, let people see you as a different person. And if possible, you can confess to whoever that you are dating that okay, this is what has happened, and let him know if he can also forgive you. If he's able to forgive you, you can also move on. Because mind you, if the guy is not able to forgive you after confessing your sins, you will still not be able to forgive yourself. So forgive yourself. I think that's the only thing I have
That's the
for
only
you.
thing
Yeah.
you have. Abeku.
Okay, so my principle in life is I have about 5, but I'll make mention of 2: prayer and hard work. Yes, pray and work. Sometimes life becomes very tough. But in Yankopon, if God wants to bless you, He wouldn't come from the skies or heaven to bless you, or the full be so. So have patience. Okay, it can be tough, but when you pray and you work hard, a bit easier amount. And be humble, love people. Don't think negative, don't think bad things about people. God doesn't like that. And remove hatred and remove pains, even though so pains, but I'm encouraging every Tom, Dick, and Harry watching me to remove every anguish, every pain, every sadness, and think positive. Shalom, peace.
Thank you so much, Mona and Abeku. Here's where we draw down the curtains for today's show. But before I go, I'm telling you to switch to Telecel fixed broadband today and experience incredible bonuses, non-expiry bundles, data transfers across devices, and lots more. New customers get 50% bonus data in addition to other mind-blowing offers, and existing customers receive 300% bonus data on every broadband renewal to keep browsing. To subscribe to Telecel fixed broadband for these amazing offers, simply dial star 900 hash or use the Telecel Play app or visit the Telecel retail outlet, or you can go to their website www.telecel.com.gh and get connected today. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Telecel, connecting energies. Like I said, we have come to the end of today's show, and it wouldn't have been possible without Telecel Ghana, Betway, Nax Calabash and Cocktail, Cowbell Coffee. To our crew backstage, thank you for your effort in making this a success. I'll see you same time next week. My name remains Yabita. Peace out.